some of the men are already planning on what to do next. Relationships are being strengthened as we stand right now. Dr. Nomalango, are you still with us?
Really long. My network was very bad. It still is, but I hope you can all hear me, and I hope you're ready for tonight and our session. My names are Dr. Mala. So you can just call me Dr. Moyo. My first name is a bit complicated, but I hope you have my PPT ready, Miss Judith, so we can just go into this.
Okay, Brian, please, it's your cue.
Okay, so you can have my PPT ready now as we open in a word of prayer. Shall we pray? Heavenly Father, thank you for today. We thank you for this opportunity. We thank you that connections are being made, that opportunities are being made available. We thank you that everything that you've already willed to happen is going to continue to be in place according to your will. Even as we begin, we pray, Lord, that you take full control of this meeting and that it will result in the mighty name of Jesus. We have prayed. Amen.
Amen.
All right.
Brian,
Okay.
are you ready to screen share?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm unable to do that because I can't find the document, but I've already downloaded it. So I'm trying right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You maybe can save it to a file or something, or even you can go screen share on WhatsApp, provided there are no notifications popping.
All right. Okay. Let me try to do that.
Yeah. But for now,
Okay.
I think you
So
can start on it.
Sure, no problem. While Brian is helping us with PPT, I just want you to know that menstruation is not a sex-related thing. Sex-related thing, I mean, is for women to know about. Even you as men, actually, most of, for example, our field, the majority of the gynecologists, obstetricians you will find are mostly male. And I'll tell you the reason why. Because men actually have a better sense of things regarding female reproduction and female health. I don't know how they make better specialists than we females do, but whenever men are involved in terms of female reproductive health or female related diseases or any kind of female reproductive hygiene or health, they make better specialists. So I want you to know that it's not a sex-linked lesson. It's actually best for you if we have male specialists, because they'll be more aggressive in how they take this whole topic, especially that we need it to be out there for our rural girl children to be advantaged in sense. So to get right into it, the first slide of my PPT is actually telling us where exactly menstruation fits in. If you know about it, we have a certain process, puberty. Now, menstruation falls under the fourth stage of puberty in a female child or a girl child. So these stages, firstly, we have what we call, I don't know if we have medical people here.
No, we are not medical people, just explaining layman's language, doctor.
Okay, so in medical terms, we have 4 stages of puberty. In a layman's term, the first thing that you will notice is the breasts will start to grow. And then after the breast is the first stage. Then second stage, the hairs of, so you have pubic hair, you have axillary hair, which is your armpit. And then after that, you now have the actual features like growing taller, having hips, having a shape. That's the third stage. And then fourth stage is now the show of blood, which we call period. So when your girl child is actually going into puberty, the last thing is actually them starting their menses. It's not the way we think, oh, it's when they start their menses, it means they're now of age. Actually, that's the last thing that you will see. They'll actually grow breasts, they'll actually start having a shape, having acne, and also growing taller. Also, all those features will before that menstruation. So menstruation by definition, like I said, is the last stage of puberty. We call it menarche. So menarche is basically the medical term you use, but period is fine, menstruation is fine. It's simply the last stage of a girl child's puberty. Remember that and you're good to go. And then after you now undergo all those stages of puberty, it's important for you to know what menstrual hygiene, because menstrual hygiene is not just about periods. Menstrual hygiene is how you start those periods, when you're on your periods, what you use, and then how you also dispose things you use on your period. That is menstrual health. That is menstrual hygiene. So even as you go out there to the rural areas to provide your children with pads and all those things, you need to understand that as you are teaching them about wearing those sanitary towels, you should also teach them how to dispose of them. You should also teach them how many to use per day. How many hours can you wear one and it won't have any medical effect? If you've done your research very well, you will tell that these menstrual sanitary towels that we have, right, they have chemicals. So not all of them are suitable for those girl children to wear just one the whole day. It's not advised. Also, if they are going to use a piece of cloth, which I now know we are making those disposables and also those reusable menstrual pads, tell them how many they can use, how should they clean usable pads, because others just think soaking them in hot water is enough. It's actually more than that. Make sure you teach them how to soak them in hot water, how to make sure they are dried in the sun so that they are fully destroyed of any bacteria. Any hope with our PPT, or can I continue?
I think you can just proceed and then we'll share the PowerPoint presentation with everyone in the WhatsApp group.
Okay, no
oh,
problem.
I started sharing.
Thank
No, it's here.
you.
The PowerPoint is here. So the PowerPoint
Yes,
is
I
We
can
should
see
also
Brian.
share after this class.
Yeah, no, we'll definitely share. And then the recording will be available tomorrow.
Like kind of out if you can, so that it will be bigger.
I think Nomanga has left the meeting, so just wait for her to join. And for the PowerPoint presentation, I'll definitely share with everyone in the group, as well as the recording for the session will be made available. So that if you'd want to mention the PowerPoint presentation, what was going on. Yeah. For those who have been able to hear the first part,
Oh, okay. So let me just admit Dr. Namalango, she has joined in. So as I was saying to say, the recording for today's session will be shared as well as the PowerPoint. But for the PowerPoint, we'll send it today. And then for the recording, we'll have it sent in the morning. We'll send the link. Truly, Will brother said it. Satan is jealous.
Oh no,
Eh,
I'm so sorry. Oh my God, I am so sorry. Please bear with me. Indeed, Satan is jealous, but we will continue. So let me give you the information you need as quick as possible. Brian, kindly give me the PPT quickly before we start casting out what the devil is trying to confuse. Are you there?
Yes, I'm there. Unfortunately, it's been it's fading. It's fading. The network is so bad.
Okay.
I don't know what's happening.
Let me just continue. At least I'm sure of what I know what's coming next. Yeah. Okay. So let me continue with, like I was telling you, menstrual hygiene, you have to remember that it's not just about giving them, supplying them of the material they need. It is also how to use it, how long to use it for, and how to dispose of it. Very, very important. Also, you need to know that even though you're saying, no, we're not medical people, we are just in layman's terms explain, you have to know the female reproductive system. You should know at least there is the vagina, there's the cervix, there's the endometrium, the ovaries, and the uterus. At least you should know that. I'm sure you know it of your biology, right? Yes. Because you have to explain to these girls what will be the problem if they misuse these pads. You need to be able to tell them your uterus, you are at risk of uterine infection, you are at risk of your endometrium having endometriosis, which is inflammation in that layer of the reproductive system. So as you are explaining to them, you need to tell them this is how your reproductive system is structured, and if you don't take care of the things you put there, it's so easy to get infection. So remember that always. So if you can just go, my PPT has that structure of the female reproductive organ, which is helpful for you when you are explaining, when you are telling someone you have a UTI, you tell them which part is affected and how that can lessen if they use the pads correctly. Okay, so even as I was saying that the menstruation is the last part of your puberty, you should also know it means there is a shedding away of the innermost layer of the uterus. That's what menstruation is. Mostly, our girls can go from 3 to 6 days. Normally, they go 3 to 6 days regularly, and some have symptoms associated with this menstruation as it comes or during the menstruation. So of course, you know about this having cramp, others having mood swings, others having pimples, they're irritable. And then also you need to know something about the menstrual cycle, which enables your girl child to understand that her menses are more than just her shedding away. It's also about hormonal imbalance, because many of them will come to you, no, my menses are heavy, or they are too little than usual. Others, it's too long, they lose a lot of blood. And according to that, even the pads you give them are different in the type of flow. You have to know and you have to ask. Because, for example, I think if there were ladies here present, they would testify. Others have a very heavy flow. Now, imagine you get a pad that is for someone of a light flow, and you give it to someone who has a heavy flow just because they are pads. Like, they're all pads. So when they put, most of the time, their pad gets full very easily. And what happens, the chemicals on your sanitary towel, when it's full, it just acts like a diaper, a normal baby diaper. You can end up having diaper rash, you can end up having infection, and a lot of things. So please, even as you're donating those things, make sure you know to which specific group to give what type of pads. You make sure you group them. Are you having a heavy flow? How many days do you go on your menses? According to that, you give them the specific type of pads. Heavy flow, light flow, medium flow. That will be very, very helpful. Don't just think pads are pads. No, they are not. They are different. Okay, now that we have that out of the way, I want you to, let's talk about the myths around menstruation. My PPT has them. You just go through and you see them. I'll start with the commonest one. I don't know if you've heard about it. The commonest myth number one, is if you're on your menses, you can't cook or touch salt. Has any of us heard of this? Can you testify to this? I know a majority of us are male, but have you heard of this? Like,
Yes.
Yes, madam. Before.
That if you cook, people get sick.
Yes, they actually say, don't even touch the baby will get sick. What, and what? Please, that is a lie. It's a whole myth about menstruation. Let the girls know that menstruation doesn't mean you have leprosy. You should be isolated, alone, away from the whole village. No. Tell them menstruation is just the same as you being on any normal cycle. Please assure them there is nothing wrong. You can cook, you can touch a baby, you can put salt in the food. It's absolutely a normal process. Okay? Myth number two, the way girl children don't love buying pads. Have you ever seen someone in ShopRite? They go, they buy pads and they hide them. Like they don't want to show that they are buying pads. Has anyone ever heard of that? I know you have. Actually, some of us even do it. I used to do it also a long time ago. But the same way you are comfortable with carrying your toilet paper and going to the till to purchase it, is the same way. Assure the girls the same way you are able to carry tissue, Colgate, and take it to the till to purchase it, is the same way you can carry your pads. Don't feel ashamed, put them there. I don't know why people think when someone is buying menstrual pads, they are automatically on their periods. Like, that is a horrible, horrible myth. It's normal and it's okay, as normal as buying tissue, as normal as buying Colgate. It's just a toiletry. make sure you assure them that please don't be telling them, no, put in a newspaper and then give me a black plastic. Like, it's not a sin. It's not a sin. It's all right. Assure them, because in their minds, they think I'm embarrassed if they see me with my pads. I'm embarrassed if they see me buying these things. But let them know it's a very, very normal thing. Myth number 3, which I heard of, and it's very common. Those who miss their periods. Has anyone heard of this? Like, the moment you miss your periods, you are unsafe, you are already 100% pregnant if you miss your period. You need to understand there are some girls who have issues with their normal menstrual cycle. Some are born with defects, some develop the defects, others, they develop them by taking oral contraception and the like. Others, due to their genetic makeup, they automatically just have diseases that don't allow them to have their menstruation every month. An example is what we call PCOS. It's polycystic ovarian syndrome, where women have cysts in their ovaries. So because of those cysts, they maybe go just twice in a year. I don't know. Yeah, it's awkward, right? They just go twice in a year. And when they start their menses mostly take like 1 full month. 1 whole month, they're just on their periods. And when it stops for about 6 more months until the next one. So let them know it's completely fine. They're completely normal according to how their genetic makeup is. It doesn't mean they're pregnant unless they used to be normally on their menses every month. Another thing, another myth, if we have ladies present, have you ever heard of, the moment I heard my friend is on their periods, even me, I started my periods? That's another very weird. Like, no, namvela chabe uyu alipa my periods nene yanga ya yamba. Like, what? No, there's no such thing as, how do you say it in Nyanja? Kuyambukila, right? Like, you start because the other person has started and they've told you. It's not true. That is another menstrual myth that you hear about. No, I just started because that one started. There is no such thing. It just means maybe your cycle is similar in a way and you ended up starting at the same time. Another myth, the myth that girls have about using tampons. Now, I don't know if you guys know tampons, but for us ladies, we know them. They are like, I wish I had one to show you. I just have the pads because I want to demonstrate something. But tampons are mostly as thick as a finger, and you insert them inside the vaginal canal. Now, the one thing that is a myth is they say those women who use tampons I've heard of that myth before, and I do not agree. The tampons are inserted in the vagina, and the hymen is right in between the vagina and the cervix. So you're not really going to break it by putting in something. The job of that tampon is to absorb the blood that's coming in from the uterus down the vagina.
Okay, I don't know if she's still with us. Dr. Nomalango, are you still with us? Okay, she's still with us. So you can just unmute your mic. Your mic is muted.
Okay, sorry. So I was on the point for the tampons as we quickly wind up. So please remember, there is nothing wrong with using tampons. Don't tell them to shy away from using tampons. The tampons don't do anything to their hymen. They remain virgins as they were, or as unvirgin as already were unvirgin. Yes. So there are many medical myths that you can go through that are in line with menstruation that our community has made. And that's one of the reasons why you need to work hand in hand and really go against these unethical myths that are made by our community, our society. All of us have met them, all of us have grown up with them, but they shouldn't continue because they hinder the progress of us having every girl child access menstrual health. Now, for the last part, I want to quickly show you how you are going to show them to dispose of their menstrual pads. I know some ladies don't know this also, and I remember I shared it with Judith, a short video of how to just peel off the top of the pad, and that part of the pad is what is easily, you can throw it, you can burn it, you can flush it away, and then the plastic part of the pad is what you throw in the bin. Now, the mistake people make, the whole thing they throw it, or the whole thing they flush it away. So that can block your toilet or anything. So as you are showing the girls, let me quickly show you how to dispose of it correctly. If you have oh, you're unable to see me.
We are struggling to see you at the moment. Your video is kind of like paused. Yes, now we can see you. Please demonstrate. We see.
You can see me. Okay. So I have a fresh pack of pads. I hope you can now see me properly. If you can, I hope my video is okay. I hope it's working because my network is bad. My network is. Can you see me? Josam, can you
Yes,
see me?
we can. Maybe just lift your hands a little bit to your face so that people can be able to see that you're doing some form of action.
Okay. Okay. So I opened a fresh packet of like specifically went to get Angel's Care because this is Angel's Care, right, Judith? You should give me a high five for that.
Yes, no, it's sponsored. The program itself is sponsored by Angel Care, so we don't expect you with any other brand. Angel itself.
No, I went to get it specifically. I was like, Judith won't leave me. So as you can see, your pad is this way, right? It's new. So when you are opening it and you are putting it for use, fine. It's placed this way. This is the part that you are going to put, and then this is the part that holds your underwear. Okay. So after this use, now let's just imagine this is used. So I'll put water on this pad so that it can act as if that's the waste from the uterus, right? So give me a second. So I'm going to just spray this so it can be wet enough. Okay. So let's imagine this pad has been used, and if you can see it, it's very clear, right? So how you dispose is you tear this open. This part is your cotton part, the middle part is your cotton. Behind and everywhere else in this front is plastic. So what you want the girls to do is to remove the cotton, or to separate the cotton from the plastic before flashing. I hope you can see that it's coming out on its own. You can see that? Yes.
We can
So
hear the
after you
tear.
tear,
Okay. Oh yeah, now we can see you. Yes, please just show us the.
Yes. So I've torn this part. Normally it's like this. So you hold the front, you tear it away, and you get the cotton part separate from it. This part is plastic. So keep going down, and this is your cotton part. So imagine it's full and bloody, and you remove it. So what you're going to flush away, what you're going to burn is this part, the cotton part, not the plastic part. This plastic part, you are easily going to dispose of it in your toilet or in your bin, wherever you can throw it away. This is what you flush away. This is what you burn away. So again, I'm just going to demonstrate this quickly in case you didn't see it at first. A normal pad, right? This, you owe me, you guys. Okay,
No,
so
you are a doctor, so please demonstrate till it enters. We understand here.
how are you owe me? You're making me use them. Okay, I'll start again. For those who didn't see and their network was bad, it's a sealed pad, right? It's closed fully. And then we will imagine it's now opened and it's being used. So normally it's like this. And this is the plastic part. We peel off this. This is what attaches to pants. This part is what attaches to your actual female reproductive side. Fine. I said we're going to imagine the water is what we're spraying, right? This will be, it's full, it's done, it's done. So as they hold,
Okay, so we can't get Dr. Namalango. We can just wait until she's back on site. And then since we already have the recording, I'm sure the recording has been able to capture that part.
The women are not happy, Judith.
oh my,
About what? How are we not happy? We are demonstrating things for you here.
You are jealous. You keep tripping the network.
Your network.
Guys,
I need to work
start
on
praying before she finishes the entire pack. Okay, so now she has even left. So we are going to just wait a little bit. But so far, for those that are still learning, oh, she's still with us. All right, perfect. Dr. Namalango, it's back to you. Let's try to demonstrate until everyone understands what's going on.
I've donated, I've already made peace with it. Okay, so I'll do that quickly. I ended on the fact that, sorry. I ended on the fact that we will imagine now the pad is full, right? I hope this is clear enough. It's full and I've sprayed water on it. Remember, if you try it on a dry one, it won't easily come out. So if you're going to try it, kindly make sure it's completely wet, the way it can be wet when it's used. So when it's used, now the edges of this pad is what you separate like this. It actually automatically separates when it's wet fully. And then as you separate it, this plastic part is what you throw in the bin. This other part is your cotton part, and that is what you are meant to flush away. It is what you are meant to burn. If you're putting it in a plastic bag and burning, this is burnable and this is flushable because it will soaked with the water in the toilet and it will easily go away without blocking it. And then this part is what you throw away in your bin. So remember, there is 2 layers of your normal sanitary towels. And these layers help us dispose of those sanitary towels very properly. Don't just roll it and tell them just throw it anyhow. It will be hard to dispose of. It will be hard to it will be hard to recycle. And our aim is a very environment friendly, disposable way of throwing these things away. Okay, so don't so the reusable, please tell them they should have at least three reusable, disposable. Yeah, because there are some that you can reuse. Now, in the ones that you can reuse, you can't keep wearing the same clothes. The ones that you reuse, let me demonstrate to you how it's made. The one that you use is a cloth outside. I'll use my hand for now. It's a cloth outside. Then you fold your tissue or your cotton wool. They use cotton wool. So you fold your cotton wool and then place it inside the chitenge material. Now, they are properly stitched together, so you can easily just remove the cotton wool inside and leave that chitenge, which they mostly reuse. So tell them to have at least 3 because they can't keep wearing that cloth every day. The 3 is when they use their cotton wool is like the inside of the sanitary towel. It's easy to burn, it's easy to flush away. But the reusable part, the chitenge material, or the silk or nylon, is not easy to dispose of. So tell them to wash it, put it in the sun, make sure it's completely dry. And they use it after a day. They shouldn't use the same one first day, second day, third day. No, they should use it first day, third day. The next one, second day, fourth day. Like you alternate the ones that you are reusing. That way, it has enough time to dry and it has enough time for it to sit in the sun and completely get dry without giving them any fungal infection. So I hope that's clear how you dispose of your sanitary towels. Make sure you not to use sanitary towels more than 6 hours. At least they need to use their sanitary towels. The longest they can have them is 6 hours. Unless we have any other questions concerning the menstrual cycle and menstrual hygiene, I think you guys are doing a great job. And on behalf of CD, thank you so much for wanting to learn this. It's very, very important. And it's great that we have males coming on board. Do I have any questions regarding menstrual health that you want me to tackle, or how to dispose of the pad, or the duration, or anything? I'm open. My presentation is done. Like Miss Judith said, you have access to the PPT so you can listen. I mean, you can read it in depth. Any questions for me?
Okay, before anyone asks me, I want to ask Doctor. So, why is it, what can you say about women who also experience mood swings? You know, we are talking about safeguarding also relationships here. Yeah, like you are just moody from nowhere, hunger will just rise when you're on your period, you just be petty from nowhere, you just be throwing. Your boyfriend tells you something, it's a whole big issue. Like, what causes that, or is it normal?
So we actually call it PMS. We call it As I was saying, sorry if I don't know if you heard what I said, but I said we call that PMS. It's actually normal but abnormal. In medical terms, we call it premenstrual syndrome. So there's a specific type of people who experience this. And I think one of the ways that I mostly tell my patients to use to stop it or to lessen it is food, because most of the ladies have cravings, most of them have mood swings. It's so dangerous. I mean, our boyfriends are in trouble. It's bring me chocolate. You bring chocolate, no, I want fish. You bring fish, no, I want clay. it's 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 crazy. So what you do is make sure you eat a Mediterranean type of diet. When you know you're going close to your menses, Mediterranean type of diet is fruits, vegetables, things that will cause your body to produce more antioxidants. So these antioxidants are found in and they break. Are you there? Okay. Sorry. This Mediterranean diet helps you make antioxidants that will like make it easy for your body to break down stress hormones. So take your fruits, take your vegetables, take a lot of water. Hey, boyfriends, please. If you just see she's getting moody, buy her an apple, get her a banana or something, and just help her calm down. But overall, I think it's not even healthy. Speaking as a believer, I don't think it's healthy for us to be controlled by hormones. I think it's clear that the fruit of the spirit is love, joy, peace, happiness, long suffering, right? If I have believers here, you will know that sometimes you need to control the flesh, and it's not all the time that you have to listen. My body wants chocolate, let me take it to chocolate. No, sometimes you just, control the flesh, suppress it, bring it under your control. You have control over the hormones, you have control over what you eat, how you react to people, you have control over anything. All you have to do, pray about it, tell God, hey, me, God, I don't want to be moody. I don't want to always be upset. I don't want to be angry. And you slowly just bring it under control. If you can't, please call me up. We will get you fruits and vegetables until you stop being moody to your boyfriend. You will stop. Any other questions?
Hello. Hello.
Yes, Moses, we can get you.
Oh, okay, awesome. Yes, so Doc, at some point you mentioned about the hormonal imbalance, and I remember very well you talked about where you needs to know the type of pads that needs to get either heavy flow or the long ones or those millimeters. I don't know. But now I have a question. Like, I would want to know what really causes the hormonal imbalances, and what can be done to, is there any way of stopping these imbalances? How can you help someone that has those, I don't know whether it's a complication or it's it's natural or something, but how can I help someone who's in that situation?
Okay. Sorry, so it wasn't wrong before the network cut me out. I heard about hormones. If you can kindly just finish your question or type it in the comment section, because it kicked me out.
Okay, so it was basically asking to say in your presentation, you talk about hormonal imbalances. So how can you help someone who is experiencing that? so that they have balanced hormones.
Okay. So like the way we control when you start your menses, right? Everyone has their time. Others start very early at 12, others start really late at 16 to 18. You can't control the flow of menses. All you do is either lessen their reaction to the hormone imbalance, because most people react to the imbalance by cramps, very severe cramps. Others, like I said, they have PMS, of which I think by now you know what it is. They have PMS, they have mood swings, they are hungry, they are nauseous, they are vomiting. All that is the playing around of the hormones. So one of the ways that was effective for me was also properly eating and exercising. Now, exercise is not going to the gym, lifting weights, looking like no. Exercise can be as easy as you taking a walk for 30 minutes. That's what add your exercise. Like, it's good for your heart for you to just walk maybe from a corner of your street to the other corner and back. So what happens also, so take note of these three things for those who really struggle with menstrual PMS, or their menses are very heavy, very painful, and they want to help control that. Of course, they should hydrate more. A lot of water will be very helpful. As we all know, water therapy is very good for many things. Eating properly, very good for many things. Eat the right foods, eat the fruits, your vegetables. Make sure you have enough vitamin supplements. I don't know why people think vitamin supplements are only when you're sick. Like, no. Sometimes buy yourself multivitamins. Take them for 1 month, make your body have those vitamins, because they are helpful for each and every system, for your immunity against diseases, also just for your normal balancing of your body. So you have your exercise, which I said, you just take a walk for 30 minutes, you eat correctly, have your fruits and vegetables, drink a lot of water, and as usual, I think you've already caught on to it. Please pray about it. Very important. I believe not everything is only physical. Some things you have to pray. Yeah. So to answer your question, Mr. Nyirenda, advise those people, please take a lot of water. Please make sure you supplement. Take to vitamins now, time and again, just make your body feel good, that it has all the nutrients. Eat your fruits and vegetables. Walk, take your if you can jog, do so. And then also for women, normally, naturally, please tell them to supplement their blood. They're losing blood every month. So if they don't want to take those blood supplements, the blood boosters, let them have blood boosting diet. Your spinach, your beetroot, your eggs and Coca-Cola. I don't know that concoction people make. Yeah, but it's very, very helpful. Any other question? I hope I answered your question.
There is a question in the chat. This is coming from, I think it should be Felix or Wilbert. They're asking, in addition to that, do contraceptives also cause hormonal imbalance? For women that are taking contraceptives, can that also contribute to hormonal imbalance?
Yes. Of the cases, especially the cases I had, I'll give you a practical example.
I think we have lost her. I don't know. She's still with us. Okay, we'll just wait for her to join in. She has left the meeting since this is a question session. For those who have questions, just kindly feel free to use the chat. And then as we are waiting for her to join, if there anyone who would want to share how their experience has been. You guys are saying Doc should make a commercial about girls. The girls should hear about it. You as boyfriends, you have heard now. When you notice that, go buy fruits, go buy vegetables, so that the body can release antioxidants and help in balancing the hormones, so that they are no longer moody. So
I'm
as
here to
boyfriends, no,
contribute.
you're not just
I'm-
buying pads.
Let me dispute that, Judith. The doc said they can also pray about it. They can also pray about it. So it's not about us buying things and stuff like that. So you can also opt for praying. We
Combine
proceed with
prayer
the
and
vi-
fruit, please.
we proceed with the violence. We go for prayer as men. We are encouraging you people to be praying so
Okay.
hard.
Okay, so
But you guys should be
I read
sympathetic. We are talking about be caring boyfriends.
I then I don't know if we've answered it without me being here. Contraceptions. So medicine is a bit not really complicated, but what we actually do is sometimes we cause a disease to help a disease. I don't know if you understand that. Like, so something we give you, we actually cause some harm, but what we do is just weigh the benefits, and then we choose to go that route because the benefits are more. But for your oral contraceptives or any contraception, it's actually very, very true. It causes hormonal imbalance. And in the long run, we have a lot of women in with cervical cancer, breast cancer, others have DVTs, uterine cancer, ovarian cancer, cysts, all those things. In that moment, the ladies are weighing their options. Would I rather have children every year, or or I take things and we'll see however it will end up. So yes, oral contraceptives do cause hormone imbalance, but like I said, what we do is it doesn't really help in the long run, but we look at the benefits there and then. So you can, I think there are other methods you can use if you want to, have sex or practice safe. Like you can use protection, your condoms, you can use, there are more natural methods. You have to just follow woman's menstrual cycle properly. The natural method sometimes helps. Also, breastfeeding is a natural contraceptive. Women who breastfeed don't always, unless something happened, but they don't always fall pregnant there and then. So there are natural ways, but I think women are too lazy to follow their cycle properly. They don't know when is the safe days, they don't know when is the dangerous days. So they just say, take this contraception. I heard people talking about prayer. Please don't get into trouble.
People don't want to buy us chocolate and fruits anymore. They are saying they are opening an intercession session for men. They will be praying for their girlfriends.
That's again. Oh yes, that's very important.
I have a question.
Willpower is important. Very important thing that I forgot to talk about. And it's been a worry, especially to women who are in rural areas, they mostly experience that a lot. So thank you, Billboard, for reminding us. It's very dangerous. Please remind them. This thing of sexual intercourse while they're on their menses is not safe. It's not a practice. I know some of them do it.
Okay, so Dr. Namalango has left again, but we are addressing the issues. So guys, be as transparent as you can be. Let's get the answers ready. Ask direct. Don't go through the corners. Ask the questions.
Okay, yes, me, I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, so like, what really might happen if maybe one happens to make out with their partner and their partner on their periods?
Okay, so for those that want to have why it's not advisable to sleep with your partner while they are on their period, chances of having sexual transmitted diseases are very high. That is another disadvantage that it has. Yeah, and overall it's unsanitary. But we'll wait for Dr. Nomango to come and clarify. I don't know, how do you, hey guys, blood. I just want you to imagine that. I want you to imagine that. Yes, so imagine, think about that. And you feel okay.
No.
Okay, so I also have a question. I don't know if it's true,
Yes.
or what, but there is an observation where between this 21st century and those of maybe 80s and whatnot, you find that they experience their menses at an older stage, and it seems like nowadays young girls experience their menses at an earlier stage, I would say, age. I mean, what would be the cause of that? What would be the cause of one experiencing their menses at an early age, then someone who maybe by 18 they've never experienced? What could be the cause?
Okay, so I will answer it since Dr. Nomalango is not here. I will take it up as a biochemist. So the one thing that you need to also understand is in the old times, most of our parents used naturally grown foods, but now we are eating food. We are eating a chicken that is basically going into in 3 weeks. So the chemicals, the boosters that the chicken, as the antibiotics that the chicken is being fed, also when you eat, it goes in your blood system, and some of them actually have an effect on how someone grows, on how they mature and the like. But overall, in the scientific world, a young girl can start menstruating at the age of 9. That's very normal. And then this is where we come in to talk about the myths that say mwananga they start menstruating early, it means they were sleeping with men. No, that's not what it means. It just means this one is a early starter, and it's scientifically normal. Even looking at the environment that we are living in, where there are so many chemicals that we are being exposed to that are also affecting how one grows. Yeah, so it's natural, it's very normal. The diet has now changed. It's no longer as it used to be. There are a lot of chemicals that you guys are taking in. Even the way children are now growing is totally different because of the chemicals that we are being exposed to that are also having an impact on our health. I don't know if Dr. Nomalango has, yeah. Dr. Namalango, you can take it up. There are two questions for you here.
Are there more questions for me?
Yeah, there are two more questions. I did try to answer a little bit, but then you just shed more clarity. So they're talking about, how in the old age, a woman would actually start menstruating at 16 years, but now you find that a child is menstruating at 9. What can be causing that shift? Yeah. And then also the second was, what about people who want to meet with their partners when they're menstruating? Why is that a bad thing? To be sleeping with the person who is in the menstruation, what effect does it have on the help address those two questions, and then we'll say bye.
All right. So first question is easy. The same way I'm referring you to exercise and to eat is the same reason why we're having children menstruating at an earlier age. So I actually had an 8-year-old who was impregnated even just because they started their menstruation very early. Imagine an 8-year-old pregnant in your ward and you have to help them deliver. It's so bad. But the food we eat, the environment now, I mean, everything is really just pointing to how the world is getting worse and getting worse. I won't get into my Bible again, but if you're a believer, things are getting worse and worse, and this is just a sign of the end of time. And even now, we are seeing that in our body, we are seeing that in our environment. Literally, our own environment is becoming worse. We are having floods, the climate has changed. We are having, instead of having winter, our winters are more cold. Our summers are very hot. Our rainfalls are very extreme and flooding, and people are losing their homes. Same thing is happening to our body, just like it is happening around us in our environment. Our bodies are also reacting to the change, and the food, people are snacking a lot more. They are not eating healthy anymore. As usual, their cravings just want cake. Their cravings just want pizza. Their cravings just want a chicken from Hungry Lion and Nando's. So that is really tampering with our normal mechanical way that God made us. And it's making things happen faster than usual. I mean, nowadays, I even had a patient who I felt so bad for. She was 32 years old. Like she was, I had a patient who was 32 years old and diagnosed with very aggressive cervical cancer. And we asked her, 32, because according to statistics, cervical cancer is severe in adults, like 50 years old, 60. And when this patient came to us at 32, we were all shocked. Like, how is she having cervical cancer? She's not yet even in her menopausal years, but you can see that our bodies are also just, our lifespan is shortening, and our bodies are reacting to everything we're putting in. So be careful what you eat. Tell your girlfriends to be careful what they eat, to be more responsible, because what you put in is what you will see come out of your body in no time. Then the second question, why is it bad to be with your partner when you're on your menses? First of all, Nishi, you don't have patience. Nishi, you can't wait. I mean, how sure? I mean, we know. Men of God, please give your woman a break. All of a sudden, the whole month, when the Z, when she's just started her menses that, no, me, I want to be with my partner. Guys, give them a break. But in that case, when you want to meet with your partner, I'll tell you the reason why you shouldn't do so. Because remember, most of the sexually transmitted, most of the diseases are blood transfusible. Like they are mostly blood, you get them by blood contact. So what you're exposing yourself to as a man or as a woman is you have a very, very endless supply of blood at one place. So when we tell you, relax when you're mating with your partner, relax. Vijavama rough, what, tying wood to a bed. Please, I beg. Those people who love rough sex, please, tapapata. Eh? Most of these diseases, you get them by blood contact. So the more rough you are, the more you are hating her, and it's easy for both of you to have blood contact. So tikakulesani ati, please leave this woman alone. She's on her period. Blood is fresh coming out. It means she can easily get an infection, or you as the man can easily get an infection from her bloodstream, you know. So before you are going to say, yeah, cool, protection, ichan, tuma protection to manjo, tunato tungambika, please. Ha! They also not effective anymore. They are easily, you can easily tear it. So please be careful. Most of these sexually transmitted diseases, they are blood transfusible, like they are blood transmissible. So what we are simply telling you is you can easily give her a infection. She can easily give you a UTI. And unfortunately, disease is easy to catch, but hard to get rid of. Never forget that. Iwe wadwala cheka mfine, fast after someone sneezed near you, you get it. But for you to get rid of it, it will be quite difficult. So just be careful. And mine would just give them some time. If she's one of those who goes on her menses for a long period of time, you have the rest of the year to enjoy. And Vijavama rough sex, tying her to the bed, Chani, I want Shani. Children of God. No, I'm begging. Ziko yavuta, please. Please be safe. Yeah, unless there are other, I think.
Okay,
Judith,
so there
if
is
you
one last
make us
question.
have another talk.
I feel like, no, actually you are invited for our outreaches so that they can actually have the opportunity to meet you. Because 22 of May, they will actually start doing their outreaches. So I will definitely keep you posted on all their outreaches. So that now they can meet with Dr. Nomalango face to face before or after your outreaches and just sit down and get to learn. Bring all your questions. But now it's 21:30, so we have to really close in. So thank you so much for those that came in. The participation was really amazing. We couldn't get the answer, definitely post in the group, but don't try to add your name if you know you weren't there, because I've screenshotted everyone who was here. So I will know when somebody adds a name which wasn't there. So thank you so much, gents, for coming in. I'm so grateful, and we are so happy that Dr. Nomalango came in. As always, she comes through for us. So even on the graduation, she will be there. I'll make sure that she comes. In case you miss her in the outreach, you'll find her at the graduation, which will be a physical graduation. So thank you so much.
Yes.
And have a blessed night and good night. Bye-bye. I'm going to just end the Zoom meeting. We have passed the time. Bye.
Bye-bye. Good night.